We'll be back, of course. Interior CS Kithure Kindiki declares 12 locations in Tana River County as dangerous and security disturbed due to escalating violence that has resulted in the deaths of 14 people in the past 2 weeks. Adani Energy Solutions set to invest 96 billion shillings in Ketraco for power distribution after signing a 30-year contract with a government entity. Chief Justice Martha Koome to empanel a 3-judge bench to determine the cases challenging Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment.
Hii kiti ya deputy ambayo Ruto amechukua apeleke kwingine. Aache kuileta Mount Kenya.
Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni says that the Mount Kenya region no longer want Deputy President's seat, as an Infotrack poll shows Interior CS Kithure Kindiki is the most preferred to succeed Gachagua. Right, so our sign language interpreter for tonight is Clement Muli. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has declared 12 locations in Tana River County as dangerous and security disturbed areas following violent clashes that have claimed 14 lives in the past 2 weeks. Gladys Midecha has the details.
Interior CS Kithure Kindiki's directive, effective from October 11th, targets areas in Bangale and Tana North sub-counties where violence has escalated. The affected locations include Madogo, Areri, Saka, Sala, Mororo and Mbalambala in Bangale and Hirimani, Hosingo, Dukanotu, Chewele, Nagihi and Bura in Tana North. The declaration will remain in effect for 30 days. The ongoing violence sparked by a dispute over a watering point in Anole has led to 14 deaths and forced hundreds to flee their homes. Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja has ordered residents to surrender firearms with the assurance that they'll be returned after the 30-day period. The government has already ramped up security, deploying both the National Police Service and the Kenya Defence Forces to the region. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, has launched an investigation questioning local leaders including MPs and a former woman representative in connection with the violence. The violence, which began on October 4th, has now entered its second week, and authorities are intensifying efforts to restore peace in the region.
Kiongozi wetu wa Tana River, usibague watu, sisi yote Mwenyezi Mungu umetuleta pamoja hapa, tuumishe vizuri hii mambo ya kalasta, tuendeshe kiinjia sawa sawa.
Tuwe na ushirikiano mzuri, tuwakanye watoto wetu. Wale watoto wa mkulima waache kuchukua sheria mikononi, na wale watoto wa mfugaji nao waache kudharau mali ya mwingine, kwa sababu ndio chanzo cha mizozo. Sana sana mizozo yetu inatokea hapo kwa shamba na mifugo, na hizi mali zote ni zetu na hazina ubaya kabisa.
Tunaomba wananchi wetu wa Tana River muishi kwa amani, musigawanyike kwa minajili ya dini, minajili ya kikabila, mupendane, muishi kwa pamoja, ikuwe adui yetu ni njaa.
Gladys Midecha, K24 TV.
Now, the government, through the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, Ketraco, has signed a partnership with Adani Solutions to develop 4 transmission lines. Now, this project aims to enhance electricity distribution across the country. The Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum, Opiyo Wandayi, emphasized the transparency of the agreement involving various government departments and seeking public input. The CS noted that the partnership with Adani is the only way for Kenya to achieve international development standards with its limited resources.
As a ministry and through Ketraco, we have undertaken a very transparent process of developing a business agreement with international players in the development of transmission lines and substations, which we signed off on Wednesday this week. There are a number of transmission lines that we have to develop as a matter of urgency if we are to ensure that we supply enough energy. KETRACO has now been able to enter into an agreement with Adani Energy Solutions, an agreement which was signed this Wednesday on 9th. First, we undertook a very elaborate public participation exercise. Secondly, we took the projects through the National Treasury, took it to the Attorney General's office, who again gave it a clean bill of health, and the board of KETRACO eventually and ultimately approved the whole process.
Now, Chief Justice Martha Koome is expected to appoint a panel of judges to hear 5 petitions related to the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi noted that this case, the first of its kind under the 2010 Constitution, raises significant constitutional issues and will set a precedent for future cases. Joel Chacha now reports on the besieged Deputy President who is relying on the courts to fight his ouster.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who is facing potential removal from office, has turned to the courts through his legal team in a bid to secure reprieve, following the National Assembly's approval of an impeachment motion against him. Today, the courts have heard his prayers. The High Court has consolidated 5 petitions related to his impeachment, which Chief Justice Martha Koome said to empanel a bench of judges to address constitutional matters raised.
In my view, despite stiff opposition by the respondents, it is my considered opinion that these petitions raise weighty constitutional questions that fall under Article 163, B and D2. Hence, I am persuaded to refer them to the Chief Justice for empanelment of a bench.
Justice Lawrence Mugambi, emphasizing the gravity of the case, highlighted its public importance as the first under the 2010 Constitution to seek the removal of a deputy president. The outcome of the case, he noted, will set a precedence for similar matters in the future.
I find that given the extensive nature of these proceedings, starting from the National Assembly all the way to the Senate and the massive public interest of the matters generated, it will require the mind of more than one judge to determine. In any case, it is not only the test of novelty that determines the consideration of the constitution of a bench, as courts do not exist to serve the intellectual stimulation of elitists, but to serve the public in matters of great concern to them. And this one is one of those rare occasions that the court should arise to the occasion and serve the public with all the resources that it can possibly summon.
On Thursday, Advocate Morara Omoke, representing the embattled Deputy President, filed the petition in the Eldoret High Court, seeking to prevent the swearing-in of any potential replacement for Gachagua. He also requested that Gachagua remains in office even if the Senate upholds his impeachment until all legal challenges are fully resolved.
The issue of the judiciary, we shouldn't worry about that. I think the courts will make an intervention at the appropriate time. More cases are going to be filed. We have 10 and you can expect another 20 cases to be filed by the time this process is completed. And one way or another, the courts will give some orders. The most important thing is that whatever happens, the courts ought to give an order, a conservatory order keeping him in office until all these cases are heard and determined, and also preventing the swearing in of a replacement.
The Senate is now preparing to investigate 11 grounds for Gachagua's removal, outlined in a motion tabled by Kibwezi West Member of Parliament Mwenge Mutuse. The Senate proceedings are set to take place next week, Wednesday and Thursday.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.
Now, Jubilee Party Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni has urged those being considered for the deputy president position from the Mount Kenya region not to accept, claiming the seat has been used as a tool to divide the region. His remarks come amidst growing discontent from Mount Kenya residents following the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua as the battle to replace him gains momentum. As Brian Amwai reports, the Uhuru Kenyatta-led party now says it is the official opposition.
Kiti ya deputy president hatuitaki Mount Kenya, ni kiti ya ujinga.
Kwa sababu walisema Rigathi Gachagua ni tribal, isiletwe tena huku Mount Kenya, ipelekwe Rift Valley.
Kitu tutajaribu kuleta huku hatukitaki.
The fate of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now lies in the hands of the Senate. His ouster rubbed his region the wrong way, sparking anger among the people of the mountain. The voice of discontent has now made its way in the political arena, with Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni claiming that the Deputy President's seat is being used to fuel division in Mount Kenya. He urged local leaders being considered for the seat to reject it, stating it's causing more harm than good to the region.
Kiti ya deputy ambayo Ruto amechukua apeleke kwingine, aache kuileta Mount Kenya, kwa sababu unaileta Mount Kenya kutupiganisha na makabila zingine. And again, after what you are doing with this impeachment, any person occupying that seat, atakuwa kadori.
Kioni has advised potential candidates not to be pawns in what he sees as political game to divide the region. According to him, the deputy president position no longer holds any significance for Mount Kenya, suggesting that whoever accepts it will be a mere puppet.
And if you read our history, all those people who have always wanted to enslave us, they have always had in their mind different ways of ensuring that we never remain united. And that is why I want to talk to everybody, including Kindiki, who is now being touted as a replacement for Gachagua and Akina Waiguru. Don't become agents of enslaving the mountain. Do not become agents of getting our children killed.
Several political heavyweights from the region are being considered as possible replacements for Gachagua, including Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru, Majority Leader in the National Assembly Kimani Ichung'wah, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki, Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro, and former Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe. Despite these names being floated, Kioni insists the Mount Kenya region no longer desires the seat. The Jubilee Secretary General also criticized MPs for allegedly exploiting Gachagua's impeachment drama to divide the nation on ethnic lines.
Please don't cause chaos. 2007, by the way you speak on the floor. You are impeaching Gachagua, it is not Mount Kenya you are impeaching. Impeach Gachagua, but don't drag the whole community into it, unless you have another motive.
The DAV party has also announced that it is now firmly positioning itself as the official opposition, vowing to keep the Ruto administration on its toes.
There is hope. Opposition is alive. Jubilee is here to tell you loud and clear that opposition is alive. And we are going to talk about anything that contradicts what we as Kenyans are expecting to receive from this government.
Jubilee will reach out to all communities and will be fielding people from in all places that will become available to us. Before 2027 and 2027 we will field across the country so that we ensure that Jubilee brings communities together.
The move raises questions about the future of the Azimio coalition, which had earlier endorsed Kalonzo Musyoka as the opposition leader. Kioni had previously pledged Jubilee's full support for Musyoka, but with Jubilee now seeking to establish its influence nationwide, the dynamics of opposition politics seem to be shifting as we approach 2027. Brian Amoai, K24.
Brian Amai there with that report. Now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has been named among potential candidates to replace Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua should the Senate uphold the National Assembly's decision to impeach him. A survey by Infotrack reveals that Odinga's development record has led some Kenyans to consider him a suitable candidate, though Interior CS Kithure Kindiki topped the list.
As the political arena braces for the potential ousting of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Raila Odinga's name has surfaced among possible successors. A recent Infotrack research survey indicates that while Odinga is recognized for his extensive experience, development record, and reputation for integrity, he only secured 2% support, placing him at the bottom of the list.
Is the former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, scoring at 2%, as a possible candidate. What we need to take emphasis here is the 60% of Kenyans who have zero idea.
Leading the pack with a commanding 20% support is Interior CS Kithure Kindiki. Kindiki, who enjoys widespread backing from the Mount Kenya region, is seen as a strong contender. Should he be selected, the professor will transition from his current role in the Ministry of Interior to the Deputy President's office at Harambee Annex. In recent weeks, Mount Kenya MPs have rallied behind Kindiki, further solidifying his position as the top choice. Close behind him, each with 5% support, are Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru and Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. Waiguru, now serving her second term as governor, was previously the CS for devolution during the Jubilee administration, a tenure marked by the notorious NYS scandal. However, her name has emerged prominently within the UDA party, positioning her as the potential female candidate for future leadership roles, including deputy president or even president. Musalia Mudavadi, a seasoned politician with over 35 years of experience, also features on the list. His decision to dissolve his party and join UDA is seen as a calculated move to strengthen his chances for the deputy presidency, especially with the next general election. Trailing behind with 4% support each are Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro and Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga. Nyoro, once a frontrunner in the Mount Kenya Kingpin battle, has seen his popularity decline after aligning himself with Gachagua and avoiding an open challenge. This has potentially hurt his standing as a preferred candidate for the deputy president role. The Senate is set to debate Gachagua's impeachment motion next week, while the deputy president will have 4 hours to present his defense. As the nation waits, the race to succeed Gachagua quietly intensifies behind the scenes, with the political future of the country's second in command hanging in the balance. Majibu Kisao for K24 TV.
Thank you, Majibu, for that story. Now we're taking a short break right here on Friday Live. We'll be right back with more stories after this.
This September, endelea kufurahia na StarTimes. Discover your love language on our amazing channels all month long to enjoy intriguing telenovelas from all over the world daily. Renew your subscription today and endelea kufurahia na StarTimes. Watch Filipino melodrama The Fake Life.
Be serious. We really need to focus on this mission.
Get charmed with our Indian drama Soulmates. Get lost in legendary love in Chinese fantasy The Legend of Shen Li, and Turkish drama Lost in Love. You can also catch fresh episodes of Stepmom on Rebo TV Plus every day at 8 p.m. Renew your subscription today and endelea kufurahia na StarTimes. Buy the DTT decoder for only 1,199 shillings and top up 500 shillings to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the classic bouquet. You can also link your decoder to the StarTimes On app to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the go, anytime, anywhere. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
We interrupt this program to bring you some breaking news.
Meet the team of undercover teenage spies working for a fictional version of the secret intelligence agency known as the MI9.
This keeps happening!
They had to strike a balance between school life and their job as secret agents.
First day back at school and we're gonna be late. Shh.
MI High. Every Saturday from 10 a.m. Only on K K24.